When the Philippine Navy launched the BRP Rajah Sulayman at Hyundai Heavy Industries Ulsan shipyard in June 2025, it was more than just another vessel entering the water. It was a statement, a symbol of how far Manila and Seoul have come in building one of the Indo-Pacific's most quietly significant defense partnerships. This collaboration, spanning from surface ships to torpedoes and digital combat systems, reflects a new phase in Philippine naval modernization. Not just buying ships, but acquiring the technology to sustain and defend them. The Offshore Patrol Vessel program lies at the heart of this transformation. Signed in 2022, the $573 million deal with Hyundai Heavy Industries calls for 6 new OPVs to be delivered between 2026 and 2028. The lead ship, BRP Rajah Sulayman, was launched in mid-2025 and will enter active service next year. At 2,400 tons displacement, 94 meters in length, and equipped with a 76mm main gun, 230mm secondary mounts, and a helipad for UAV or helicopter operations, it is a vast leap forward for a Navy once reliant on aging ex-US cutters. These OPVs are not built for direct combat with major powers. Their true purpose lies in endurance, 5,500 nautical miles of range at a steady 15 knots, and persistence, patrolling the exclusive economic zone, interdicting smugglers, and asserting presence across the West Philippine Sea. Yet, their design also allows rapid up-arming if regional tensions intensify. The deck space and internal wiring are compatible with modular missile systems, something Manila may exploit later. Equally important is what lies within the hull. The OPVs are being equipped with Hanwha Systems' Naval Shield Integrated Combat Management System, worth nearly $30 million, set for delivery in 2025. This is not a trivial upgrade. Naval Shield is the same digital backbone that powers South Korea's Daegu-class frigates and Indonesia's new warships. For the Philippines, it means that data from radar, sonar, UAVs, and other sensors can now be fused and displayed in real time, a quantum leap from the analog command setups of the past. In practice, it allows the Rajah Sulayman class to coordinate seamlessly with air and coastal assets, including P-3C Orion patrol aircraft, FA-50 fighters, and BrahMos missile batteries. This software integration marks a shift in Manila's philosophy, the recognition that modern warfare is not about platforms alone, but about networks. A Philippine OPV with a Hanwha CMS and Link 16 data link becomes part of a regional grid, a floating sensor node in the wider information architecture of allied and partner nations. Beyond the surface, the partnership with South Korea is also pulling the Philippine Navy into the undersea domain. While Manila does not yet operate submarines, its anti-submarine warfare capabilities are steadily growing. The acquisition of AW-159 Wildcat helicopters, which can deploy lightweight torpedoes, is a clear example. The torpedo in question is the K-745 Blue Shark, developed by South Korea's Agency for Defense Development and ELIG Nex 1. The Blue Shark represents a compact but deadly step into modern ASW. It weighs just 280 kilograms, with a range of around 13 kilometers and a speed exceeding 45 knots. Its active and passive sonar seeker allows it to track diesel-electric submarines in shallow, cluttered coastal waters, precisely the environment around Palawan and the West Philippine Sea. Unlike older Western torpedoes, it is optimized for brown water conditions, variable salinity, thermoclines, and the acoustic interference of coral shelves. Although the Philippine Department of National Defense has not formally announced a procurement, the Navy has already tested integration options with its Rizal-class frigates and AW-159 helicopters. Given that Seoul is already providing OPVs and CMS, Blue Shark is the natural next step. South Korea's advantage lies not only in technology, but in familiarity. Its weapons are designed for similar geographic and budgetary conditions, making logistics simpler and training faster. A Blue Shark-equipped Philippine Navy would, for the first time, possess a credible undersea deterrent. Even without submarines, helicopters or OPVs carrying these torpedoes could threaten hostile subs operating near Philippine EEZ boundaries. Combined with shore-based sonar arrays and airborne surveillance, this creates what defense planners call a shallow water denial zone. For a country that has long lacked any meaningful undersea capability, this is revolutionary. The synergy between HHI's OPVs, Hanwha's CMS, and Lignex One's underwater systems underscores something deeper: a coherent South Korean defense ecosystem entering the Philippine market. Unlike Western suppliers that often sell equipment piecemeal, Seoul offers integrated solutions, from hull to electronics to weapons. This system of systems approach fits Manila's need for incremental modernization without the bureaucratic chaos of managing multiple vendors. Strategically, the partnership carries wider implications. For South Korea, the Philippines is not just a customer, but a partner in shaping the security architecture of maritime Southeast Asia. It diversifies Seoul's defense exports beyond the Middle East and builds goodwill with a frontline state in the South China Sea. For Manila, it's a pragmatic move, a way to hedge between U.S. alliance commitments and an emerging Asian defense network that includes Seoul, Tokyo, and New Delhi. There are, of course, challenges. Budget constraints remain perennial, and the Philippines' defense acquisition system is slow. Training crews for new CMS and torpedo systems will take years. Moreover, integrating South Korean software into the existing Western-centric infrastructure, where the US and UK systems dominate, may pose interoperability issues. Still, these are growing pains of progress, not signs of dysfunction. Looking forward, there are indications that this partnership will deepen. HHI has proposed designs for new frigates to supplement the Rizal-class, while Hanwha is offering advanced radar and sonar technologies that could eventually feed into a Philippine-built coastal surveillance network. Manila's naval planners are also studying the feasibility of operating small diesel-electric submarines by the early 2030s, a move that would make the Blue Shark torpedo even more central to its doctrine. By that time, the Philippine Navy's fleet could feature a coherent structure: Rizal-class frigates as core combatants, Wonhae-class OPVs for presence missions, and Wildcats deploying Blue Sharks for ASW patrols, all linked through Korean-built CMS and radar networks. It would be a modest but balanced maritime force capable of sustaining operations far longer and farther than ever before. In the end, the story of the Philippines-Korea naval partnership is not about prestige platforms or headline-grabbing weapons. It's about building reliable, scalable capability. South Korea's willingness to transfer technology, not just hardware, aligns with the Philippines' need for autonomy and resilience. The BRP Rajah Sulayman is thus more than steel and sensors. It is a floating testament to a partnership that values practical strength over flashy power. In a region increasingly defined by great power competition, this quiet cooperation may prove decisive. The Philippines is learning what South Korea already knows, that sovereignty at sea depends not on the number of ships, but on how smartly they are built, connected, and armed. With the Blue Shark and beyond, Manila is taking its first real steps beneath the waves and toward a truly modern Navy.